The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Christians and friends. We thank and praise God for this, another glorious privilege to come into your homes or while you're riding along in your automobiles, your various places of business, every hospital ward, to bring you Ramon Perry and According to Your Faith, the Gospel Show, emanating live and direct through the studios of WVTC, stellar award-winning WVTC, where we are winning victory through Christ. We trust and pray that this time with Jesus would give you strength to go forward in faith. Beloved, tonight is a great night. It's a special night. I've got a special lady on here, anointed woman of God who is doing great things in the kingdom. I met her many years ago. I saw her minister from abroad and got a chance to meet her sometime later. I want to get right up to the front right now. The one and only Tina L. Bryant, the Lady of Soul, anointed, Holy Ghost filled, and fire baptized. Tina L. Brown, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be here. It's good to see you, Ramon.
It's good to see you, Tina. Listen. I want to get right in because, listen, I remember back in the days of seeing you sing at different programs when you were living here in Chicago, and I've always said, that woman knows Jesus. She talks to the Lord. You can see the anointing on people when they have it. They can't hide it. It's going to shine through. Listen, Tina, I want you to tell us a little bit about your musical background, where you're from, how you got started in music ministry. I've read your bio, but I want the people out there to hear. Listen, before she get busy, I need all of you all to share this live tonight. It's a great night. The first half, I've got Tina. The last half, I'm going to have some of my members from Ministry and Praise. We're going to be doing a great musical coming up on the 5th of November. And I want everybody that is anybody to be on this show tonight. So get ready. Get your phones ready and share this live. Come on, Tina, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, let's see. Born and raised in Chicago, as you know. And in my household, it was full of gospel music, especially Jubilee Showcase, before we go to church. And from there, though, we not only had gospel, but we had R&B going all day. We had jazz. We had a little blues. My parents, both of them, loved all kinds of genres of Black music. And so that's what I was surrounded by. That's what I was influenced by, is the gospel. And I loved, as far as Jubilee Showcase, I just loved watching the Barrett sisters. They were my favorite group on the show, you know.
Got it.
And I loved her, so I never knew I would meet her, you know. But and then from there, you know, I went all through school. I started singing. My father started me soloing at 5 years old. When I turned 8 years old, I was the only little girl in the all-adult choir. I started lead singing right away. Um,
I
and then
wonder
at
why. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know, because I was scared to death, to be honest with you. And then at 13, I took over teaching the choir
Mm,
because we didn't have a musician, and we would be at rehearsal with nobody to teach and nobody to do anything. And then the Lord just pushed me out of my seat. I said,
wow.
okay, I have a song to teach, and I didn't know how to play. So I just would go to the piano and strike a chord and teach the whole song by one chord. And did that for about 20 years in the same
Who
church.
does that?
And
Who
thanking
does
God
that?
for
Right.
what He has done in my life, and I never got paid a dime for any church that I've worked for. I asked for $25 and they told me no. They said, just tithe, you'll be blessed.
Mm,
And
mm,
I said,
mm,
oh, but
mm.
I'm married now. I need some money. But I just let it go. Went to Salem Baptist Church, became the praise and worship leader there, and I didn't get paid a dime. So no matter where I helped out, I didn't make a fuss about it because the Lord just would not let me.
Mhm.
From that point on, in 1993, I met Jesse Dixon, and he took me to my first overseas tour. Um, and from there, I started headlining in 1999, been going in and out of Europe for the last 20 years or so. And not every month or not anything like that, but consistently.
Mm,
And
mm.
it's been a blessing. It's been a journey. I had to learn a lot because even as a child, I took on a leadership role, didn't know what I was doing, and let people hurt me, because I didn't know how to be a leader.
It's part of the
Um,
walk.
I mean, it's part of the walk. And I think most choir directors can say the same thing. Not having any training, not knowing they just know that they love music, they love gospel music, they love to teach it. And that's my basic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know what? Let's go back and unpack a little of that.
Okay.
So you were in Salem Church and you were influenced by the Barretts. What was it about their singing style that impressed you, that brought you in, that engaged you?
You know, it wasn't so much as, even though it was their voices, they were so rich, they were so operatic. And I always wanted to be an opera singer secretly. I never told nobody that. I always wanted to be able to sing opera, but what got me about them is their personalities in front of the camera, in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
You never caught them not smiling. You
Right.
know,
They
they
yeah,
made
especially the Lord.
gospel sound so enjoyable, and that they were happy to be doing what they do. And I wanted to be like that. And I wanted to be like Dolores because she was so powerful, but yet so sweet with it. She'd be, whoa, and then
Oh yeah. She brought it. Yeah, she brought it. And
really
all
did.
of the other sisters, I can't remember which one, but they all sang with a smile,
Yes.
and you could just feel it, radiating from them. And you know what? I want to see if we can do this. I sent the engineer a little something. I want to see if we can get this song up, and we're gonna talk about it. There's a song that you sang some years ago with Chicago Mass called New Name. Let's see
Yeah.
if we can get a little of that up today.
Okay.
Listen, we don't want Facebook to flag us, but y'all, did you all hear that? You all hear that? Hey, let's talk about that. Someone said I saw a comment. Some Facebook user, I can't see their name, said, "Mom, you look beautiful." Who might that be?
Oh, well, that might be my daughter, Alana. Well, Elena. Elena
Elena.
Bryant. Yeah.
Well, Elena, yes, she does. I think I said that even before we came on. Roosevelt Hamilton, thank you for sharing. Tanya Forrest, Evangelist Tanya Forrest, I see you out there. Listen, I want you all to share this live on your front page. We didn't want to play too much because sometimes certain recorded songs, Facebook will flag you for that. But I want y'all to share this on your front page. Listen, talk to me about the Chicago Mass experience. What was that like?
Well, that was a wonderful experience. By the time I joined up with Chicago Mass, I didn't want to do any more choirs. I,
Mhm.
but I knew that the situation that they were in and that they needed to regroup the choir
Mhm. Got it. Got it.
on that in that year. And so when I was asked to come in, they were trying to get lead singers in, not only me, but so many others, like one of the McLeans, Lemmy Battles.
Yes. Yes.
We all
Yes.
came the same time, the same year, and got it going. And that's when that album came out with New Name on it. Um, they didn't know whether they wanted me to want to put me on New Name because it was so contemporary,
Hmm.
or whether they wanted me on Hold On.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know. But I'm glad it was New Name because I kind of liked groove,
Yeah,
So
it was a groove.
so I had a ball with them. I only stayed for 1 year.
Hmm.
After that, I started going to Europe a lot, and but I enjoyed my time with them. I knew that it was going to be limited, but I loved the experience, and I would probably do the same thing if it came up.
You would
You
do it
know,
again? Okay,
I
I
would do
get it. I get it. I get it.
it.
It's something about the choir experience, and Chicago is the community choir capital of the world. And there's some choirs, if you come through there and you get to the mic, you show enough somebody. And we already know that.
I'm telling you, because everybody can sing in Chicago.
Well, Chicago has a lot of talent. So now let's go here.
Mhm.
You left Chicago. What was the catalyst for that move?
I left Chicago, and for some reason, the last couple of years before I left, I knew I was going to leave.
Wait a minute
I
before
just
you say that. Your daughter said, "I've shared this live." Yes, Ramon, I'm her daughter, and I'm very proud of my mom. That's right. That's right. Love on your mama. Go ahead.
That's my baby, honey. She is not only my baby now, but she is my pal. She's like my best friend. And
I get it.
I've never experienced a child that grows up as if she is almost your age.
Mm,
Talking to her is like talking to myself.
wow.
And so I really enjoy me and her friendship, our relationship. Very wise young lady, full of integrity. But I'm not going to brag no more about my baby.
That's all
Um,
right.
so, what was the question
How
again
about
now?
your move to Indy?
Okay, I knew I was going to move. I didn't know where I was going. And this particular October of, um, this particular October, um, I had just left rehearsal for another tour. So I had just left my group. And as I was getting out of the car, going into the house, the Lord said, "You are getting ready to move." And
Mm,
before I could say, "Well, where am I going?" He said, "Indianapolis." I
mm.
said, "Indianapolis." Now, to be honest with you, I was hoping he would say New York, LA. Let's further this acting thing. Let's, get me some more entertainment gigs. But that's not what the Lord said. And so while I was on tour that December, the Lord said, "Look for a place to stay because I want you gone by January." So I was looking for a place to stay in between our gigs, and I found somewhere to go. as the Lord would provide. I knew He would because He wanted me to be gone by January.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to Indianapolis, I said, "Okay, Lord, I'm here." Um, and now my daughter lives out in Indianapolis, so I said, "Am I here for my children and my
Mm-hmm.
grandchildren? Am I here to help?" And that didn't seem to be the driving force. And so next thing I know, I go and get a temporary job, and I got a job where all I have to do is just sit there and greet the people, be a receptionist. So I use that time to just type memoirs. And the Lord said, "You know, this is a book, right?" I said, "Oh." So I was there to type my book. And I was there also, he said, to die to self. And because I could see myself as a seed in the ground and I was covered with dirt. And I said, "Lord, this is like the loneliest place in the world for me." I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "You got to die to self."
Mm.
And I said, "Oh, okay." So you brought me all the way to Indianapolis where I don't know nobody but my daughter so that I can die and to write this book. And next thing I know, I typed up a book, and now it's I introduced it in 2020, and during the pandemic, I wanted to have a big thing in Chicago, but I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't because of the pandemic, and I did it on Facebook, and
See?
book is still
See?
selling on Amazon.
So
God is moving.
so we're there. We're talking about writing now. Okay, so let's go into that because you just pretty much answered my next question. Listen, God bless you, Lonnie. I see you out there. I appreciate you. I need to have you as a guest as well. You're doing some great things in the kingdom. Listen. Let's talk about that book. Can we put the book cover up? And I want to talk about that. If we can get her book cover up, tell us the name of the book and a little bit about it.
Well, it's called Mama Had Growing Pains Too. And this book came with questions that I used to have about, like, the mother's board of the church or the
Mm-hmm.
mother's ministry of the church. I used to wonder why. Why is it that, and I'm sure every mother's ministry isn't like this, but I used to wonder in the churches that I was at, why do we have a mother's board that is not sitting young people down and explaining to them some things about life? And I couldn't understand why I was never sat down to be talked to about life.
Excuse me.
God bless you.
I got choked up. Go ahead.
Bless your heart. And so um, I've gone through a lot of experiences in my life and a lot of hard experiences and some things I had to learn the hard way, like most people do. And uh, and as I was writing, the Lord said, "Yeah, you're one of them now. You are now one of those mothers of the Mother's Board. You are now one of the mothers of the Mother's Ministry. And I need you to share with young people, give them a book where they can learn about the growing pains of life." And the situations that you can get into that can cause you some hardship, and how do you get out? So I didn't leave it where you don't get out. And they're short excerpts. I know that people's attention spans are no more than 8 minutes most of the
No,
time.
it's less than that. Go ahead.
And so I have 15 chapters in this book, but they're all no more than 3 to 4 pages long.
Wow.
And it's all about my experiences from childhood up. And they're not only for the young people, but it's also for anybody that's around our age who have not gotten over their growing pains, who are still hurting and having heartache and pain and mental disorder about what they've gone through. And this book will help any age from 16 to 160
Wow.
to get over what you hadn't gotten over. Get over it,
That's
you know.
something. Listen, I want to acknowledge my sister, Barbara Bacon, and Felicia Rambo, God bless you. I'm still holding you close to my heart there, sister. There's a Ronnie Slimmons. Do you know who that is?
Hmm.
Ronnie Slimmons, we want to welcome you to WVTC. Thank you for sharing with us today. Everybody that's sharing. Carolyn Holland, I appreciate you. Lemmy Battles is in the comment section, and she says, hello, gospel sister. Listen,
Hello, sister.
she calls you gospel sister. Yeah, you guys sang side by side back in the days of us, early days of Chicago Mass, and both have gone on to do great things. Listen, how can we secure your book?
It's being sold right now on Amazon.com. If you go in and just type in the title of the book, it'll take you right to the page where you can purchase it. Or I happen to have a few copies myself. Um, and if you would like rather me send it to you because you might want an autograph, I don't know, you might want me to write something in there. I can also send you, I got a few of them left over.
I'm gonna give you my information because I want my autograph. I want you to put my name, my name, my name. I want to see my name. Listen,
Ramon, you funny.
I know I'm something. Listen, I want the engineer to get that YouTube clip of you singing with the Barrett sisters. That and so that, I know that was just like real love for you, right?
Oh my God. You have no idea how I felt meeting her. I had came off of the same tour she was on, but we didn't see each other on the tour. And we ended up singing that weekend in Chicago at the same place. And I opened up for her.
Wow.
And when we got through, she grabbed me by the hand and said, "Call me." I was like, "Dolores Barrett wants me to call her?" And so it took me 2 weeks because I was starstruck.
Get out.
To
I believe it. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I was starstruck, and I did call her. And from that point, we were like that. You couldn't part us. You couldn't tell me I wasn't her daughter. You
Wow.
still can't,
I
you know.
believe
But
that.
yeah, that's how that went with her.
Let's see if we can get that queued up, the Barrett sisters with
His promises are true.
Listen, I know you was just lip. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Listen, you all have to go look that up on Facebook. Listen, I wanna dive into something else. So recently, God bless you, Darwin, down there in Texas. Darwin, purpose driven. Listen, Jackson, that's a writer. That's one of Chicago's own, doing great things down there in Texas. Chicago has so much to share, and some of our good talent is all over the country. And when they know you're from Chicago and you know this, it's like doors will open. Oh, you're from Chicago. They have an expectation. Is that right? Listen,
Right.
I want to talk about this. You were going to be, and it's probably going to be postponed. There's another one that influenced you, and I want you to talk about that influence. Let's talk about that one.
Oh my goodness. The Queen of Soul.
Yes.
Yes, Aretha Franklin. Oh my goodness. I considered her a mentor for me. I never met her, but I would watch her. I would study her, um, and everything about her, her essence, how she delivered a song, um, how she looked like she enjoyed what she did, you know, and I. I think ever since I was about 7 years old, I was being taught by Aretha Franklin. Mother Campbell, Dolores Barrett Campbell, was my mother of the gospel, but Aretha Franklin was my mother of soul.
Wow. That's something.
Now, at this point, I want to do um, a tribute to her whenever I go out and sing, which is what I do too.
And you know, she's another one straight out the church. Her father, one of the most prolific pastors in the country, right out of the city of Detroit, Reverend C.L. Franklin, Bethel Baptist Church. There in Detroit, I've had a privilege to go there. Joe Cutts, Chicago Mass is up in the building, representing, and Darwin Jackson said, the Tina Brown. He said, "You are amazing, Tina."
Oh, my goodness.
Your people still here just love you. Listen, I want our engineer to play a little bit of this before we get to the halfway mark. Tina sang this song, Like a Bridge Over Troubled Water. I want you to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to play that.
Oh, my goodness. Bridge Over Troubled Water. I remember when this came out, and I was like trying to sing it, and I couldn't. And I couldn't sing it until I got older because I needed to have it in my spirit. Aretha sings in the spirit, you know.
Absolutely.
And even with her R&B stuff, it was still chosen and anointed when she opened her mouth, because there is a sound of gospel. There is a sound that God gives those who are anointed to sing, and she had it. So I love this song. I try to do it as often as I can.
Wow.
And yeah.
So let's go ahead and play a little bit of that.
Yeah, yeah. We on the street. When evening
See, we teasing them. So this is what you need to do. God bless you, Roosevelt. Roosevelt from Detroit, Michigan. Thank you for stepping through here. Listen, we need, and Walter Howard just said, Tina Brown is a singing machine. So Tina, we want your phone to ring. You all want, someone said, I can't read what the comment said, it just went away from me. Listen, we're going to have to put your information in the comments. If you're trying to secure Tina Bryant for your event or affair, Tina Brown, you want to secure her, she's going to put her information in the comments. She's going to put it in the comments because she is an awesome singer, and all the music she sings can be sang anywhere. And see, that's the thing about it. You can, whatever you sing and wherever you sing, the anointing follows you, whatever door you walk into and whatever door you walk out of. And see, that's the thing I love about you, Tina, because you're not going to compromise your anointing, but you're still going to go. See,
I'm going.
You're still going to go where the Lord said go. You know, and some of our best gospel singers have sang outside the four walls of the church. And sometimes you have to go. The Bible said go. Now, you don't misrepresent, you're not going to misrepresent them. If you're singing about life and love, you see, it's going to be a blessing to somebody. Yes. And I'm really honored to have you, and I want to have you back. And whenever you get ready to do something, when you get ready to release your single, you have an event here in the city of Chicago, you let me know about it, and we're gonna promote it right here. with WVTC
Oh,
and Ramon Perry, and According to Your Fate, Stellar Award winning. You hear me?
okay.
Promise.
Promise.
And let's support her with her book. What's the name of the book again?
Mama had growing pains too, and anybody can messenger me on Facebook, and I will. And you give me your information, and I will tell you how to order the book.
What's your Facebook
If you
handle
don't
again?
want to go through Amazon,
And what's your Facebook name again that you have on Facebook? Is it Tina Brown?
it's Tina Lady of Soul Brown.
Tina Lady of Soul Brown. Tina, thank you for sharing with us. I love
Yeah.
you with the love of God, and ain't
I
nothing you can
love
do
you
about
too,
it.
and
And I
everybody
want
that's on here. Hello to you all. I miss you all so much. I am going to get to Chicago and get to somewhere where you all are singing, because I know I need to be in the house. I need to be in the house.
absolutely. Thank you, and God bless you, and I love you.
God bless you too. See you.
Beloved, we have reached the halfway mark of this religious service, and we've got a few sponsors we want to throw at you before we go to the second half of this great presentation. I've got some people that you're going to want to see and some songs you're going to want to hear. You share this live, and don't you touch that dial. Keep it locked, and we're going to keep it loaded.
The ever-changing and perilous times we live in call for a bookstore ready to meet the needs of the faithful. This is the calling that has been answered by the Journey Christian Bookstore and Gifts. Our Kentucky-based store is ready to quench your thirst for Jesus Christ and his teachings. Whether it's a Bible, a devotional, or apparel, know that the Journey Christian Bookstore and Gifts has your journey with Christ at heart. Start your walk of faith with the Journey Christian Bookstore and Gifts. Call 859-423-0969. That's 859-423-0969. Or go online at www.journeychristianbookstoreandgifts.com. The Journey Christian Bookstore and Gifts, where your journey begins and ends with Jesus.
And you heard that right here with Ramon Perry and According to Your Faith. Let's see, do we have our flyer up for the 5th? But before we do that, let me do this. We got so many guests here. I see my people. I'm all excited. I see all my people out there. Listen, this Sunday morning, if you're not committed to your regular church, I want you to go over to Deliverance Outreach Center if you're on the west side of Chicago. This Sunday, October 23rd at 11:30. That's 5128 West Madison Street in the city of Chicago. Host Pastor Clara Bryant. And you'll be the special guest of my friend and brother, Elder Kevin Collins, one of the finest singers, psalmists, choir directors, whatever the Spirit of the Lord say do. You want to go and be his special guest. Now, if you're on the south side, come on over to Mount Carmel Baptist Church right off 29th and State. Reverend Robert C. Jones. We start at 11 o'clock. You'll find me on the Hammond organ, and the choir is going to be singing, and the pastor is going to be preaching as never before. Now, let's go ahead and put that other flyer back up there, because there's something else going on. Listen, everybody, I need to see you on November 5th at 5 o'clock when Ramon Perry presents Three United. Who is that? That's Ramon Perry and Ministry and Praise Chorale, Elder Timothy C. Brown, and True Praise Chorale back together again. William Smith Jr. and the Renewed Voices for Christ. We are coming back together. We're going to be singing as never before. Our special guest will be Evangelist Lemmy Battles, who was just on this live not long ago. I spoke with her today, and the minister of worship, or worship leader that night, is going to be Chicago's own, America's own, Malcolm Williams. We're going to be singing some old songs. We're going to have a couple of medleys. We're going to sing some of Brenda's music. It's going to be a great night. And on that night, we're going to be presenting Chicago's own Leonard Maddox with the Brenda Joyce Moore Award. Now, I asked a few of the members of Ministry and Praise to come on in the room. I see some of my people out there. Let's see how many we can get on the screen tonight. Lord have mercy. Corky Henderson, Evangelist Nicola Rogers, Carol from DC, I'm about to fall out, and one of the best soprano songbird right over there off 79, Danielle Jones. Many of them have been, and Dennis Gary, go back with me a long way, my son, God bless you, Minister Dennis Gary. Corky, say hello to everybody.
Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Good evening.
Carol just jumps in, you know, that's
It's good to see you guys.
Danielle, unmute your mic. Dennis, say hello to everybody. Oh,
Dennis.
Dennis? Okay, he might be frozen. Evangelist Nicola Rogers, say hello to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Ah, there you go. Listen, I know Carol's time is limited. Carol sang with Ministry and Praise. There you go. There you go. Listen. I know Carol's time is limited. She's on the East Coast. Carol, I'm so glad to see you. And I'm really
glad to see you guys.
Just looking forward to you being
Listen,
here.
I'm going to come back up. You're going to
come back. So when those of you all that know Carol, you all know that when you get Carol, you get a whole lot of everything. And she just gonna bring it, and you're gonna love. It's gonna be a lot of love and laughter. Carol, tell us about your experience with Ministry and Praise, and how you. I know you missed this choir because we sure missed you. Come on, let's just say something to the people.
Well, let me tell you about Ministry and Praise. I love Ministry and Praise with all my heart. I first started singing with Tim Brown. And I was lifted up by, and I call him Pastor Tim. I don't just call him Tim Brown. I call him Pastor Tim. So that was my first beginning. And the songs that we would sing. And then I would hear Ramon Perry singing right next to us. I'm like, oh my God. It's just something about Ramon Perry and ministry that lifts my soul, lifts my spirit, keeps me encouraged, and definitely will keep you encouraged. Love them for life.
Well, Carol, we love you back, all the way East Coast to the Midwest and back. Are you gonna make it in for the 4th?
Oh, I'm supposed to leave on the 4th. So yes, right now everything is fine. I got my dog spaded, so yes, I do tell my business. So I will be able to leave the house.
What you and know we can do with her, right, Evangelist Rogers?
That's Carol.
That's just what comes good, right, Danielle and Corky. Listen, Carol, we miss you in a magnanimous way here, and I know you're doing great things. All you all that's out there Ministry and Praise, I want you all to share this live. If you all are out there in the comments, I want you to say hello or say something so I know many of you are out there. So what's going on this last half? We're going to be talking about the concert. We're going to be talking to some of the members and a little bit about their experience.
I have to go back to rehearsal. I love you guys.
I know you got to go, Carol. God bless you. We love you. We love you. We're going to bring Dennis up. Evangelist Nicola Rogers, I think you've probably been with me longer than anybody on the screen. Somebody needs to mute.
I think Carol.
That's Carol. Carol, you need to exit.
Look at Carol to come in.
Carol, you need to exit.
I got her. That's Carol, right? She come in with a bang and leave out with a bang. Evangelist Rogers, you've been with me a long time.
Yes.
I remember seeing you sing, and I said, I want you to sing in the choir. And you've been with me ever since. You've been very faithful. Tell us something about your experience with Ministry and Praise.
Well, I was actually going to tell that story. Like, I've been knowing you since I was very little, and watching your ministry. Yeah, you about 10 plus years older than me. So, I've been watching your ministry, and I would always tell my mom, I'm like, they sound so crisp and clean, and the words are just so precise, and it's just so like, ooh, I just want to sing with them. But at that time, being young, I was not allowed to sing with groups. And then I got older when you came to me. We was on 39th and Persian Road. And I was coming from work, and my dad had me to come up to sing Safe in His Arms, I think it was. And so when we were getting ready to leave, you was like, Nicola, I want you to come to rehearsal and just see if you like what you hear. And I was like, I already know what I hear. I was like, I'm coming. And that was in 2013, and I've been with you ever since.
I appreciate that. Listen, we're going to go on to get to Danielle. We're going to get to Minister Dennis Gary and Corky. But right before we do that, I want y'all to hang in there with me. I want to play a little clip of last week's rehearsal. We did a song written by the late Dr. Brenda Joyce Moore called For Loving Us. I want you all to this listening to share this to your front page. It's going to be a blessing to you. Let's see if we can get For Loving Us cranked up. Well, I guess maybe we get it cranked up here. Well, while we're waiting, I'm going to move right along to
Saying y'all.
Please excuse the camera person.
Yes.
That wasn't my live, but I think you all got the picture. That was the night we sang, I think, at Bethlehem Church over here on Cottage Grove, where I think we got Corky with us. I think Danielle, she'll be back with us, and we got Minister Dennis Gary. Let's go back to Dennis Gary. You've been with me a long time, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Oh, I guess I came on and started singing in like 1998, maybe. Yeah.
That's them dinosaur days.
But we had a good time. Oh my God. It's just I just remember 103rd Street at
Sweet Holy Spirit.
And we used to tear that church up in rehearsal.
Listen, Dennis goes back with me a long way. Even before I started the choir, I've been knowing him since he was a teenager. He's come along in ministry. He's also a musician. And for those of you all that don't know, Dennis literally is part of the staff here at WVTC because he helps me with this show every week. He's behind the scenes making some things happen. And I'm looking forward to this next coming weeks of rehearsal. Corky and Danielle, I'm gonna talk about them before I have them say anything. Maybe we can get Danielle back on the screen here.
Can you not see me?
I can't see you. You're dark. Maybe you need to come out. Your cameras are the pictures are black. But I'm gonna start talking about you right now. Every choir got a few members that stay in the air. And I tell you, between Corky and Danielle, every week it's either London, Paris, Rome, Lisbon, Portugal. They are in the air somewhere in God's air flying. But when they're in rehearsal, they give 150%. We've got right here with us Corky Henderson, fine tenor. Someone brought Corky to me, and he'd been singing with the choir. He joined right away, paid his dues up the whole year, and just been running ever since. Corky, say hello to everybody and tell us one of your memories of ministry and praise.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks, first of all, Ramon, for having me here. I'm so looking forward to our reunion concert, Three United. But yeah, so I've enjoyed my time with the choir, certainly. I came back to Chicago almost 10 years ago and was looking for a group to sing with. And lo and behold, I ended up at a gathering where the incomparable Minister Ramon Perry was, and he told me about Ministry and Praise Chorale, and I said, yeah, I'm interested. But one of my fondest memories is our trip to Detroit, just from the bus ride to the church, getting to the church and performing. It was just awesome. I mean, we had a great time on the bus. We laughed, we joked, we talked about, we even got stuck on the bridge for a little bit. Then get to the church, and we got there extremely late, of course, because of the delay, and weren't sure we were sing. But grace be to God, we got up there and we did our thing, and it was one of the most spirit-filled services that I'd ever experienced with Ministry and Praise Chorale. And so I will always and forever remember that day.
Listen, I'm going to see if I can get that clip. The clip that is on Facebook, you know how you have some people have it edited to only their friends. I'm going to have to get in contact with that young lady to see if we can get it to play. It was a good night, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Danielle and Evangelist Rogers was with us that night. Now, I'm going over to that other jet setter, that other one that's in Jamaica and all over the world. Come on, Danielle, unmute your phone. You're muted there. She doesn't. There you go. You're unmuted. Listen, I found Danielle. She's a fine singer. And let me just go back. Everybody that you all see on screen is talented beyond belief. Dennis plays, he teaches, he writes, he's a choir director. Evangelist Nicola Rogers, she's an evangelist, she's a choir director, she can sing all the parts. Corky's a fine lead singer, and he's a director too. Danielle direct and sing and just do whatever the Lord say do. And Evangelist Rogers and Danielle, they have pieces in my heart and don't know it because they are bivocal. If they can sing soprano and alto on the turn of a dime wherever needed, that is a choir director's dream. When you short, they just know what to do. Come on, Danielle, talk to the people tonight.
Hi, everyone. So I've actually been singing with Ramon Perry and Ministry Praise Chorale since 2015. However, Ramon Perry was actually the minister of music at my home church, which is Mount Hermon Missionary Baptist Church, located at 7048 South Normal. I had gone away to college, came back, and I was like, who is this man playing on the organ? I think it was back in maybe 2008 or so. And I was like, oh, well, I have to get used to this new musician, and my love for him just, grew over time because he's such an amazing musician, such an amazing teacher. And he just pulled me to the side one day. He's like, hey, what are you doing Saturday? Are you free? We're having rehearsal here at the church. How about you come? And I came through, and I've been with the choir ever since. It's just a beautiful, it's a beautiful group. It's a blessing to sing with the group. Oftentimes I feel like the baby of the group, but I just love, singing alongside so many talented individuals. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing having every last one of you guys. I'm really looking forward to the 5th of November. Pamela Baird, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in with us. I see one of the owners of WVTC, Reverend William Quincy James. He's an owner right here at WVTC. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I've been knowing him a very long time. He's very familiar with Ministry and Praise and even my humble beginning prior to the starting the choir. But I'm really looking forward to the 5th of November. It's a free night. There's no admission charge. We're going to be over at Messiah Temple Baptist Church, 104 old Halsted, 104th and Halsted, right on the corner. There's no admission charge. We're going to be singing. We're going to be doing some anthems, just little pieces of everything. So the thing about the choir, the Lord has always blessed us with great musicians. We're going to do a tribute to the late Dr. Brenda Joyce Moore. So that name just speaks volumes all by itself. Brenda and Leonard have been playing for me probably better than 20. Leonard's been with me since I started. Brenda started with me a couple of years later. Brenda served until her health no longer permitted. And most of you all that are on this, that's on the live with me tonight, know that Brenda served until she could not. And it's something you just don't forget when people serve and they have to be carried in church to play. And you all, some of you all remember we would carry that wheelchair and all of that. And she was determined. I say, Brenda, don't come. And she was right there. And when people are loyal to you, Evangelist Rogers, you don't forget it. You don't forget the people that sacrifice for you. And the Lord took her home on the top of the pandemic in April of 2020. And at that time, they had shut down everything. They weren't doing funerals. And it was just, the world changed, right? And so I promised myself that, God bless you, Evangelist Forrest. I thank you for staying in there with me. That once things got better, that I was going to do something. And I did something a couple of months later. We did the tribute video of Perfect Praise. Was you on that, Corky?
Yep.
Corky, you on that? And Evangelist Roger, were you on that?
Yep, I was on that.
Oh my God, were you on
I'm
that?
the one that was scrolling.
Have mercy. Evangelist Rogers was popping notes from here to Jerusalem and back. Lord have mercy. She was clowning rehearsal the other night. Y'all, we're going to hear a little bit of it. And so now things that the world is open, the church is open. I want to do a tribute to Brenda. And right before we go, I'm going to say this, and we're going to play a little bit of rehearsal, and then we're going to get ready to go. What was that? Okay. All these comments, you all should see them coming through my phone. So there's some people that don't want to come on camera that are listening. They're like, I'm not coming on that camera, Ramon. I get it. So we're going to be doing a great tribute to her. And the other musician who's literally started with me, everybody knows him, Leonard Maddox. Leonard's had health challenges, but I was with Leonard the other day. He's really doing exceptionally well. You all keep him in your prayers, as well as my cousin out there in Denver, Colorado, Marcus Floyd, Elder Marcus Floyd. So much is going on in the world, but the world is open back up, and the church is open back up. So we're going to have a great night that night at Messiah Temple. You all come ready to shout. Tim Brown is putting TPC, True Praise Chorale, back together. It is going to be amazing. RVC, we've been following them. They were catalysts for me even starting the choir. And on next week, everybody get ready. Next week, the entire hour is going to be dedicated to ministry and praise. And we're going to play a clip. Get that clip ready of For Loving Us, Reverend, if you can. I don't know. We tried to get it early. I don't know if it didn't play. But I was scrolling on Facebook the other day, and my memories timeline came up, and a picture came up, Evangelist Rogers, from 2012. We did a reunion in 2012, and we were 15 years old. So I'm like, well, if we were 15 years old in 2012, it is 2022. This is 25 years. I can't even believe that the time has gone by that fast. I'm literally in shock. So we will be celebrating.
2012?
2012, 15 years old. And now it's 2022. So we're going to really be doing some celebrating. Y'all come ready to do some toe tapping. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a little clip of For Loving Us. This is the rehearsal that we did the other day, this past Saturday. I hope it plays.
Well, in the meantime, one of my best memories is our prayer breakfast we used to have. Our annual prayer breakfast. And I could really remember November the 21st of 2015. Because that is my son's birthday, and that's the day I went into labor on our prayer breakfast, right after the prayer breakfast. And
wow.
Yeah, my water broke.
Yes. Wow, I remember that like it was yesterday. And, and while we're waiting, I don't know, it might be a problem with that clip. Can you tell me is that your fond memory, Evangelist Rogers?
I mean, when Corky brought up the Detroit, I just started busting up because that was hilarious as well. Like we've had some real good funny times. Yeah. That bus trip was like hilarious. We had that chicken and all type of food and singing, and I mean, it's just like every time we get together, no matter what, it's always a warm environment, a family environment, and then there's always a lesson to be learned. So it's not just us getting together to sing songs, but we really do worship and praise God when we gather together and we embrace each other, no matter how long they've been away or how we see them every day. It doesn't matter. And even for like Brenda, you know, I'm thinking like after we get through, I'm going to get her favorite meal that make chicken and a chocolate shake. And I don't even drink chocolate shake, but I'm gonna get that chocolate shake in remembrance of her, you know. And yeah, I mean, I love Ministry and Praise. I love them. My mom loved them. She's an honorary member everywhere. Anything we do, she's there.
Absolutely, Evangelist Rogers. That's amazing. I have so many fond memories, but I will go to say that one of my memories that sticks out is this might be something you all may not remember. Maybe Dennis might have been in the choir. I don't know. We went to Indianapolis one year. Well, I've got so many, and it was one of the first times I ever seen Brenda dance.
Oh yeah.
Were you there, Dennis? Okay.
I was talking about that.
Okay, yeah, that was something. And then another time we sang at the Gospel Fest. Brenda's gonna visit me in a dream tonight because she's gonna be mad that I told this. we had to sing at the Gospel Fest, and Brenda was running late, and we were already on the stage, and somebody parked her car on the side of the street. And she had on this long dress, and she was running, she was very mobile at this time. And she was running, and her dress was flowing, and she was trying to hurry up and get on the stage before we got ready to sing. And I could see her from the side, and nobody else could see her. And that was just one of that's a fond memory among many, many others. There's some members here. That'll be on next week because I asked some of the old timers to come and say, look, I need y'all on the phone. Let me tell y'all this one, and we're gonna play this clip. So one time, I don't know if you was in the choir at the time, Dennis. Listen to this, Corky. You know, as a leader, when stuff is funny and your choir is with you, if you laugh, you have literally given your choir a license to laugh, right? So there are certain people in the choir, I'm not calling no names, that I don't ever want to be around when something funny happens because they know how to trigger me, really, and they know me very well. And so this one time it was at this church, and this lady got to shouting, and her wig fell off. Okay, that wasn't the worst thing. But the thing is, Walter Howard, thank you for hanging there with me. They put her wig on. She was sitting right in front of me. When they put it on, they put it on backwards. And so I was sitting there like, and the two guys that were sitting next to me, Booney and Brandon, Alice's son and nephew, they were about to break. And you know what I told them? I said, just leave, just go out. Because they weren't able to contain themselves. And it was just terrible. And the lady sat through the whole service with her wig on backwards. And she was sitting directly in front of me. I was like, God, and Daryl Coley was the guest speaker.
Oh, God.
It was just, so you all know the craziest things happen in church. Y'all know that. I might next week I'm gonna give everybody a chance to tell something that happened
And Darren Coley preached that night for like 2 hours.
And he didn't sing one song. He
sang one song.
He sang a line or something. They called him to preach. He wasn't going to sing. If they called him to sing, he's not going to preach. It was just literally amazing. Okay, one more, and then we're going to play this song. I got to tell this one. Dennis, you might have been around back then, but we had to go sing at this church. I'm not going to name the church, but they asked us to sing, and before we was up in the choir stand, and so it was one person who was coming behind us to sing, and then we were going to sing one more song, and they were closing the service out. And the young lady that was singing, she had this long dress on, and I guess she just got full of the Spirit, and she fell back, and her legs went wide open, and her dress went over her face. I said, "Oh God!" And then this certain person, I'm not gonna call them, they looked right in my face, and this was the expression I had, I believe. And I had to hear this. Don't play it yet. The pastor and the ministers did like this. Her dress was over her face, and everything was there. Okay, let's go and get holy. Play a little bit of For Loving Us Saturday. I'm sorry, I have to tell y'all. Okay, Reverend Morris, you can play it now.
Just make sure you everybody just tell you about this stay on.
We'll be singing just like that on November 5th and more. That was a Brenda Moore composition. She wrote that some years back, and we are going to sing that song that night, and some of the people you see on the screen might get a little piece of it. Bring everybody up to the mic. I'm going to let it rip that night. Yeah, you get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm excited about it. I'm excited, and I want everybody to tell everybody about the program. I want everybody that's on here. We're going to put the flyer in the comments. We want you to support Tina Brown, and we want you to support her book. We want you to support this effort that we're doing. We're going to be giving out the Brenda Joyce Moore Award to Leonard Maddox, Walter Howard. I really need you there that night. And I see Elder Marlon Winfrey in the building. Doesn't get any better than that. God bless you, Reverend Winfrey, helping over there at Zion Temple on the ministers board, just doing a great work in the kingdom wherever he sets his foot. We appreciate you for sharing with us tonight, Elder Marlon Winfrey. I'm so glad that I had Corky with me tonight, Minister Dennis Gary, Evangelist Nicola Rogers, and Danielle Jones. All of these people you see on the screen are doing great work in the kingdom. Now, next week, the whole hour is ministry and praise. We're going to be showing some old footage. We're going to have some old pictures. All of you all that are here with me tonight are welcome to come back next week. And I want you to tell everybody, I want an overwhelming audience participation on the 5th. Tell everybody that got life in their body and can get down to 104th and Halsted, Messiah Temple, host Pastor Keith McGee. And we're going to be going forth at 5 o'clock on a Saturday. I want ministers and pastors to come out. They're not going to stay out late on a Saturday night. And it's dark. And we don't want older people and out, too late. You'll still be able to get over to the restaurant and get you something to eat. You can run down to Hyde Park and go to Virtue and all the places you all like to eat. Chance and Pizza Capri, wherever your heart desires, you'll be able to get there. But I want you to meet me on November 5th. We've got members coming from DC. We've got people coming from Texas. We've got them coming from Denver, Colorado, and they're coming from Georgia. They're coming from every nation.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a great time. You're going to see Corky standing there on the front row belting out some good tenors along there with Minister Gary. And if you're careful, you won't know who's ringing out, whether it's from the soprano section or the alto. You're going to be confused. You won't know where it's coming from. Just know it's coming.
That's myself.
Because Rogers will get you, and you're going to see Danielle. She's going to be singing and blessing us. So it's going to be a great night. 3 United, Saturday, November 5th, 2020 at 5 p.m. Ramon Perry presents. And that's going to consist of Elder Timothy C. Brown and True Praise Chorale. They're going to be with us in a couple of weeks. RVC, William Smith Jr., Brother Malcolm Williams is going to be the worship leader, and Evangelist Lemmy Bowers is going to be singing a song that Brenda wrote, and it's just going to be a great night. You don't want to miss it. There is no admission charge. I know there's a big program going on over on another side of town. They got tickets on that one. This one is free. Mm-hmm. Bring your book, bring your money. We need to be blessed. We're making great efforts to make this and present in the spirit of excellence. I want to thank you. I'm getting ready to leave the airways. The clock on the wall says time for me to check out of here. I appreciate these fine members that have stuck by me and just been a blessing to me in my life. Every last one of you means so much more than I can ever tell. And I appreciate you, even those that are waiting in the wings next week. Evangelist Forrest, I want you on this camera next week again. Fine evangelist, fine singer, and she's doing a great work. Listen, I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And we'll see you on next Thursday at 7 o'clock, same time, same place, WVTC Stellar Award winning, where we are winning through Christ. Yes. Thank you, my family. I love you.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Love you too. Good night.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC